How much sleep do ballet dancers really get? This was a question I was asking myself after several nights of waking up at 2 a.m. and being unable to fall back asleep. In my career as a professional ballet dancer, sleep has always been something I've struggled with, but not quite to this extreme. And then that posed the question, is it just me? After researching, I realised that this was not an uncommon theme in the ballet world.
There's how many hours of sleep did they get last night? Victoria?
Maybe like 4 or 5 hours.
5. It's not great. That's not great.
Research suggests that dancers have lower sleep quality than other athletes. Research also supports that sleep deprivation can increase the risk of injury in ballet dancers. Recovering from ankle surgery already, I decided to deep dive into why dancers struggle and also test all the ways to improve sleep so that my recovery could be optimised. I hope you will come with me on this journey of discovery as I go on a mission to fix my sleep. Hey guys, what's up? If you're new around here, my name is Hannah Martin. And I am a professional ballet dancer. I've been dancing professionally in a company for almost 4 years now. And let's just say sleep has never been my best skill. I've always been a very early riser. My family is like that. If you get up past 7 a.m, you've slept in. It's not unusual for me to struggle with sleeping in, struggle with getting enough hours, especially when we're performing late at night as ballet dancers. But in the last week or so, I found myself waking up at 2 a.m. and that was just taking it to another extreme. Only getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep, I think you can almost diagnose that as insomnia, and I was like, I need more sleep if I want to recover from my injury. I was getting so desperate that I even went to the GP and got some sleeping pills to help me. Now there's many questions why maybe I wasn't sleeping. A lot of them probably was to do with the stress around the injury, maybe to do with the fact that I didn't have to get up the next day and know I had 8-9 hours, so maybe I wasn't getting to bed as early. I'm not sure. This is why I made this whole video. Why was I not sleeping? How can I make it better? And what other people are struggling with this problem? Because after talking to a few of my colleagues, I realised I was not alone in this. So the first thing I did is I employed my friend, trusty Google, and I looked at the main reasons why you might wake up between 2 and 3 a.m, because this was what was starting to happen to me almost every night.
If so, this is typically because of abnormal fluctuations in the hormone cortisol. A common cause is blood sugar imbalance. A drop in blood sugar during the night can raise cortisol levels to try to increase our blood sugar, and that can wake us up.
I have had this problem before, but I felt like this was something different. This was a different type of stress, a different type of wake up. I wasn't waking up hungry, I was just waking up feeling awake. Sounds ridiculous, but so awake and so ready to do something that I just had to get my mind busy, because otherwise I was lying there getting more and more frustrated.
Prolonged physical or emotional stressors can disrupt our natural cortisol rhythm.
The way cortisol works, you can see it in an overflowing cup analogy. Imagine your body as a cup and cortisol as a liquid. Cortisol naturally rises in the early hours, typically around 3 a.m. in a healthy sleep cycle. Thinking of this as pouring cortisol into your cup. If your cortisol levels are in balance, your cup can accommodate this influx without overflowing, allowing you to continue sleeping soundly until the morning, perhaps around 6 or 7 a.m. However, for people with elevated cortisol levels, their cups are already brimming with stress hormones. When cortisol rises again around 3 a.m, their metaphorical cups overflow, waking them up and adding to their nighttime distress. After hearing that, it kind of just clicked. My cortisol levels are waking me up every night. How can I reduce my cortisol levels in the evenings? Another trusty Google search showed me a lot of different things I could do, and in this video, I tried them all. A lot of different sites suggested getting some probiotics and improving your gut health, so I actually did invest. I got some probiotics. I also started eating yogurt more regularly to try and help promote my gut health. If your gut is healthy, it reduces the kind of stress that's going on in your system and therefore reduces the cortisol levels in your body.
It feels so weird to have yogurt in the morning because all I ever usually have is porridge, but I have had this yogurt before and it's delicious. I just need to check that, because it's a plant-based one, that it still has the probiotics that I need to help me with my sleep. Here is to better sleep. That is good stuff.
I haven't always had the healthiest gut, so I was ready to give this a go. I'd heard about probiotics a lot and I was interested to see how this would help me. The second thing I did was get some cod liver oil supplements, which is high in omega-3 fatty acids, which is proven to help lower cortisol levels.
So these are the supplements that I got. I got chamomile tea for helping me before bed. I don't like tea, but I thought I would try it anyway. If you don't try, you don't know. And then I've got these. These actually are cod liver oil, but this also comes with magnesium, which I'll also take if it's coming. So I probably will get roasted because I have no concept of what is a good supplement and what is not. There's probably some nasty things in these, but you guys can comment down below and let me know what is actually good and what's not. Let's take these. Those are big tablets. Please fix my sleep and my gut. Thank you in advance. I wonder how many you're supposed to take a day. I should probably read that before I took it, but you know, it's fine, it's details. No, always read your medication or pills before you take them. Let's see if these make any difference.
Another big thing that came up a lot was fresh fruit and veg. This was something I felt like I did already. I eat so many fruits in my breakfast, I have a big salad for lunch, and I get lots of veggies and a bit of red meat for dinner. So I didn't feel like this applied to me so much because I was getting a lot of my fresh foods in. Another one that people suggested was chamomile tea. I'm not a tea drinker. I have tried. I was willing to try again, so I did buy it, but I do confess I've only had it once, and that was at 2 p.m. I can't say that method I have seriously opened myself up to. If someone has been able to become a tea drinker, please comment down below because I would love to be one. I'm just not. But yeah, I'm working on the chamomile tea. Apparently it's supposed to have a calming effect in the evenings, which should hopefully help you relax and get ready for your nighttime routine. A few little extra bits and bobs. Didn't see a lot of research on this, but I had them and I wanted to try them anyway, was lavender spray, melatonin tablets, and taking a bath before bed. Also doing some journaling as well. That's proven to help get your thoughts out before you sleep. So I did a bit of all of these things as well in the videos that you're about to see. Another big one that came up was exercise. Now, I already do quite a bit of exercise if you haven't seen on the channel. If you want to see, just click on any video. You probably will see me exercise 4 or 5 hours a day. So again, I didn't really think much about this one, but it is important. We're going to come back to it near the end of the video. You won't want to miss what I'm going to say about that. I think the most buzzword that I came across, and it's actually the one the GP used when he asked me my first questions around getting the sleeping pills, was how is your sleep hygiene? Now, I'd never really come across this word before, so I looked into this a little bit more and I realized it's actually the environment you create for yourself before you go to sleep. And I realized that this was probably the most important element for me and what I needed to work on the most. Since being injured, my sleep hygiene had kind of gone out the window. I used to have a very solid routine of how I would go to bed. I'd come home, cook my dinner, have a bath, take hot chocolate and watch something before bed. But now I felt like all the boundaries had kind of crossed. I was working a lot on my YouTube channel and it wasn't necessary for me to get up crazy early in the morning the next day. I didn't have something like ballet class to go to. So I would work and work till sometimes 11 p.m. and there would be no boundaries between resting and working. That is when I spoke to a professional and they did actually advise me to not work in bed. She banned the computer from the bed. And this was a game changer. This was the beginning of being like, okay, there needs to be some separation between my relax and my work. At the moment, there was just such an overlap. There was no place of rest for me anywhere. And this leads me to talk about FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot is an amazing standing desk that I actually got sent just at the right time. Having a good working environment is so important. Since I got this desk, it's a really lovely, productive space and area. And if I feel like standing and moving around a little bit, I can make it stand on its own. I got sent my FlexiSpot desk a couple of weeks ago and since then I have absolutely loved it. It couldn't have come at a better time. Me and my flatmate Florence put it together and it was quite a lot of fun. You can see we're having quite a good time putting the desk together there. It was a lovely little DIY project for both of us and we were quite excited when it started working. It's a really nifty bit of kit and actually I've been finding it really lovely because I want to go and sit at my desk and work. It's a productive environment. It gives me somewhere where I feel like I have enough space. I actually don't know why I didn't invest earlier. The other day when I was doing my tax reports, for example, for 3 hours, I kept having back pain because I'd been sitting there so long. So all I had to do was press a quick button on the desk and it lifted up. I was able to type with a nice straight back, and it really helped my back pain. I recommend it. I will link it down below if you guys are interested. Creating that good productive space where you want to work, where it's a joy to work, is super important. The Flexi Spot desk has certainly done that for me. So the main thing she said was separate your work and your relax space, because obviously I'm doing a lot of YouTube and transform my bedroom into a YouTube studio. Since then, my sleep has got really bad, so it's important to have that separation. Also, making sure I have a cut-off time. I'm really bad at this because I sometimes have a cut-off time and then I'm like, I have one more project to complete, and then I find myself, I'm just gonna stop once I get this one more thing done, and another thing pops up, and it's never ending. Knowing that there's an end point to the work is really helpful, and my hot chocolate and TV in bed is actually a really important part of my routine. It's not optional, it's necessary. Turning off screen time is really important to helping bring those cortisol levels down. Give yourself a breather from the instant social media, the influxes, the 30-second reels that we all watch. It's really good to have a moment just to breathe. I have a friend at the ballet company who I know has also been struggling with sleep, but she says it's been getting better. So I asked her a few questions of what has been helping her.
Sophie, what is your sleep schedule like as a professional ballet dancer?
I try and keep it very routine, but I will say sleeping is not my forte. I find it hard, especially on show weeks, to fall asleep after a show because you're so high on adrenaline. So this year I've tried new techniques to fall asleep. After a show, I used to get home and I'd sit on my phone on TikTok and be like, you know what, I'll just watch some TikToks till I fall asleep. It doesn't work. So instead, when I leave the building, I don't go on my phone.
Seriously, from the moment you walk out the building?
From the moment I walk,
Has that been helping?
It has.
I've been stopping my screen time at 9 PM, but I think that might be too late.
I try and stop it as early as possible. I'll get off my phone, go home, have a shower, do all of that, and then I read until my eyes start closing. I used to read like early in the evening, then watch
go on your phone,
to try and wind down. I've realised that I need to swap that because I thought, oh, I don't have the brain power to read late at night. But in reality, if you do that last, you're already tired.
If you don't have enough energy to focus on reading, you should be asleep. How many hours do you get?
Went to bed at 11, woke up 7.
So good.
I know, which is like unreal for me.
My mornings are 2 AM right now. It's really, like, it's never been this tragic before. I have been awake since 2 AM 3 times this week.
Do you go back to sleep?
No. Thank you for your advice.
Yeah,
I will
so
take
that's
on
my
that
advice.
feedback.
I really do recommend, and just like, I don't know, read something kind of a little bit mundane. It doesn't have to be like super high stakes or interesting.
That's the problem. I was reading a self-help book last night and I was like, trying to think, how can I apply this to my life? And then my brain started going like,
you need something which is like not going to require the brain power.
Yes.
So she definitely kind of jumped on board with that sleep hygiene thought. So that was something I really wanted to work on in this process. The last thing I want to talk about before I show you how I got on with all the different things I tried was hydration. If you drink too close to bed, it's not good because you're going to have to get up in the night. Those sort of things I hadn't really thought about, but definitely was experiencing. So I was trying to give more thought to drinking throughout the day more regularly. Also, when you're dehydrated, your body is in a state of stress, and that is carried stress throughout the day. I drink a lot at the beginning of the day and a lot at the end of the day. I don't find myself drinking a lot in the middle, and I struggle with that because I'm so busy doing stuff. I rarely think about the fact that I need to drink water. So I was trying to be more proactive in remembering to drink water. I still definitely struggled with this one, and it's something I need to work on. But all in all, it should reduce the cortisol because your body won't be so dehydrated, it won't be so stressed. So now that I have told you all the different ways I have tried to improve my sleep, let's see how I got on.
Good evening, everyone. I did not sleep at all last night. I think I got 3 hours. So tonight I'm really tired and I'm trying to follow the advice. I've been researching an hour before bed. I don't want to be on my devices. It is now 9 PM, so I'm going to switch them off in hopes that I will get to sleep by 10. I will have my vlogging camera with me in case I wake up, which I hope I don't, the way things have been going. It's not been a pretty process. I really hope I get some sleep. I haven't tried the chamomile tea yet because I don't like tea. Probably not the best investment, but I might try it on a different night. I've just been too tired to get up and do anything. I had my hot chocolate, a hot bath, which has been recommended. Now I'm going to get off my screens. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I think I will read a book or I might just whack out. It says not to eat a huge meal right before bed, and I ate around about 6:30. Now it's 9, so that's good, although I have been in bed for a while. The only thing I haven't done so well is I always drink a lot of water right before I go to sleep. So I realise I'm about to go to sleep and I haven't drunk enough during the day, so I like try and make up for it, and then it's the worst time to drink water. I need to work on that a little bit throughout the day, being a bit more diligent, drink more water. Those are the things I've tried to do today to get a better sleep. I've got my probiotics and cod liver oil, and we'll see if this is going to help me sleep better. So I've put my phone over there and out of reach. I can't check the time or anything, it's all the way over there. I need to invest in an alarm clock so I don't use it as an excuse. Good news, I slept from 9:30 to almost 7. I woke up at 5:30. Progress. Woke up maybe 3 or 4 times through the night. I was able to get back to sleep, and that was due to my phone being so far away that I didn't check the time, and I couldn't be bothered to reach it until 5:30. That time of night. I got a message. I look rough. I didn't take my makeup off properly. I'm gonna make a hot drink, call my parents, and maybe read a book. Another thing I said a lot online to help with sleeping is to journal. I get stressed about my ankle a lot, especially when I go to bed, and that seems to keep me up a lot. So I think my plan is I have a symptom diary now. I'll write how it felt today, how the swelling was, what I did exercise-wise. I can read later all the symptoms and how it felt over the course of quite a few days. Sometimes, like when I'm emotional, I'm like, well, it didn't hurt at all on Monday. But if I look back at my notes, I'll be able to be like, oh, maybe it did hurt a bit. So I think that helps because when I go to sleep, I'm not trying to figure out, does it hurt, does it not? If I want to know how it felt, I've got it all written down. So that helps me. I'm going to do some of that, which is on a screen, because I like to have it somewhere I can send it to different people I'm working with. And then, yeah, hot drink, had a hot bath. Still haven't braved the chamomile yet, but I'll get there. I have melatonin tablets, but I feel drowsy, which is good. Setting my curfew at 9 is really almost quite helpful because it actually helps me stop procrastinating as well with my work. I'm like, well, you've got till 9 o'clock to do this, and then that's the cut off. I think that's really smart. That is going to be a healthy change for me because I know that there's like a finish line. Do you find it when you do a workout and see the timer, it's almost like helps you push through and then you can relax afterwards? That's how I find a workout, so I like to know how much time I have left, but a lot of my tasks are just perpetual, so they never end. But if I know I have the cut off at 9, it like helps my brain not freak out mode, that way you've got so much to do. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I will have to edit this one evening when I'm running out of screen time. I have my little dimmed light here, which helps. I've got to turn my main one off. Here we go, that's better. Hello, it's like sci-fi now. Right, gonna read a book, have a hot choco, write and journal, and then get some sleep. Hopefully tonight will be another good night. And guess who is awake? Yep, 2 o'clock. I don't know what my problem is. I'm frustrated.
So as you can see, didn't go amazingly well trying everything. I think there is something called trying too hard. I definitely would put myself in that category. My sleep was still so inconsistent, probably even more inconsistent before, because at least I was waking up at 2 a.m. every day. Now I was waking up at 2, sometimes waking at 4, sometimes waking at 6. There was no consistency in anything. Even sometimes I'd wake up at 4 a.m, be up and posh around for a few hours, and then go back to sleep from 6 till 8, and that would just make me feel so terrible.
I managed to get back to sleep, which was a miracle. It is now 8:15. I hate getting up late. Got a couple more hours sleep in after 4 a.m. Let's see what we can get done with this day.
What I found a little bit bizarre is sometimes when I didn't sleep, I felt more alert and awake, as opposed to the days that I got a little bit of decent sleep. I felt groggy and a bit nauseous.
Everyone, I had my first good night of sleep in 2 weeks. I slept from 10:30 till almost 7, around 6:30. I properly got up. No makeup on today. We're barefaced because it's an offload day. But it's just so good to have sleep, but it does actually kind of make me feel more sleepy and less alert, which I know is good that I've had some sleep, but Oh my days, I feel tired. Just as well today is not intense, but lots of editing work to do.
It was quite weird how sometimes when I got less sleep, I felt more ready to be active. This brought me to a little bit more research. It says that sometimes when you're sleep deprived, your brain becomes more active and sensitive as the day progresses. There is research to suggest that even when you're sleep deprived, it does make you more alert. I'm not 100% sure on the science on that. I need to do a little bit more research to be able to say for sure, but I definitely felt more cognitive almost when I had less sleep, which sounds counterintuitive.
So operating without sleep is hard, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be today. I did get through all the workouts I needed to. I might do some extra ones if I fancy back at home. One thing it is throwing off is my appetite. I'm hungry at weird times of the day.
The biggest thing though is that after a few days of not having enough sleep, feeling that buzz of not sleeping, I did have a physical and emotional crash.
I'm going to be the most real I've ever been. I can't sleep. I'm eating at funny times of the day. I feel unwell, I feel jittery, my heart hurts because I'm anxious. I'm working 24/7, hiring an editor and getting stuff in place on YouTube because I don't want to think about my life. But I'm so exhausted, I feel physically sick, but I can't sleep.
To be honest, after trying everything, there was one day where I was just like, I've done everything. I have tried to follow the rules and it's still not working. I'm literally going to break all the rules and see what happens. I had caffeine in the night. I was on my screens till 11 and this is what happened.
Okay guys, I put my hands up tonight. I have been not a good student of sleep, let's say. I have been on my computer working on YouTube things and you can see my face needs sleep. I have worked on my computer past 10. Let's see if it makes a difference. The sun is out finally and I have got my hair down, which is unusual for me. I'm actually in a dress, but because of my ankle I can't wear boots or heels, so that's a bit sad. But I am feeling refreshed. I can hear the church bell. Someone might be getting married. Not me, obviously. I've got my Teddy Blake handbag, link in the description below if you want to grab it. Considering my broken sleep last night and I worked so late, I'm feeling okay. Running on a bit of adrenaline. Yesterday I did everything wrong in sleep. Tonight I'm gonna really try all the techniques I've been learning. Maybe I might even try the tea. We'll find out.
I gave everything a good go. You can't say I didn't try. But my breakthrough actually came from nothing I researched, nothing I bought, none of the different journaling, the lack of screen time, the sleep hygiene. It came from one thing and one thing only. I actually had to have a steroid injection in my ankle not so long ago. And since then I've been sleeping so much better. That is because I have done zero exercise, which, you know me, I never don't exercise. I exercise 3-4 hours a day. Exercise is just part of my anatomy. So I never actually thought about trying it, and everything I kind of read online said the opposite, said you need to exercise to feel tired to go to sleep. But I actually found that when I stopped exercising, my sleep just felt so much easier and I was sleeping through the night much better. I felt less stressed out, my body felt less stressed. I cut out exercise. I thought this was funny because all the articles I had read had said to increase exercise and not decrease it. But I did find some research that shows that exercising 6 or more times a week could lead to poor sleep quality among insomnia patients. Perhaps that's why other dancers also suffer with insomnia. For me, I always try and get too much done in a day, and that pressure I put on myself has something to do with it. Not exercising 3 to 4 hours a day has given me more time to do the nagging tasks that I've been needing to do. So perhaps that could be helping. I think ultimately I need to be more realistic on what I can get done in a day. Just because I can be super productive and do a million things at once doesn't mean I should. Like I've been saying over the last few months on this channel, giving grace to myself is still a skill I need to focus more on. It was good to try all these things, even if it was just to discover ultimately I just need to breathe a little more, do a little less, and appreciate that a small step each day adds up to the bigger goal I am trying to achieve. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are our dreams. So that is how I want to conclude this video, is basically doing less helped me sleep more. I don't know if this resonates with any other ballet dancers out there or athletes who are also struggling with their sleep. I would love to hear your thoughts on how you found this video, if you found it interesting as well. Just your experience with your sleep. Are you a good sleeper? How much do you normally get a night? I loved this community just to come together and chat about these things because it's not things that are regularly talked about in general society. If you did enjoy and get all the way to the end of this video, please comment this emoji. I'd really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button and join the motivating community. Don't forget to join my email list because I talk about topics all the time like this and you won't want to miss out. I wish you guys all out there a very, very good night's sleep, and and I'll see you in my next video. Remember, dream big and make it happen.